Well, dear students, all my respected teacher friends, participant friends, today we are to go to this part of your course. This class is specially for the students of higher secondary second year. At the same time, students of other levels also will be able to get so many information for the preparation on this subject education, particularly on history of education. We had our class, last class number 7 on 7/8/2020, and today it is 13th of August. This is class number 61, and in our last class we discussed about the aims and objectives, problems as well as suggestions, aims and objectives of secondary education in Assam, problems of secondary education in Assam. At the same time, the measures which are to be practically taken or accepted for the solution of all the problems. And I told you that the aims and objectives, for knowing the aims and objectives of secondary education in Assam, the aims and objectives which you have or which you will get or which you have got at the time of studying the aims of secondary education in India, objectives of secondary education in India, problems of secondary education in India, and solution measures of all the problems. The same thing you are to write here. Simply you are to mention about the state. Simply about the state means Assam you are to mention. Friends, I am thankful to all the concerned Google authority, all the teacher friends or the writers of the history books which I consulted at the time of preparing the class. My revered teachers, you are to be well thanked by me. I express my sense of gratitude and respect to you all because you are always taking part in all the classes and helping me to get feedback. My dear students are to be thanked because you are taking part in all the classes and you are continuing your study, though for ongoing COVID-19 lockdown still means social distancing and physical distancing. The principle has well been followed by you all, by me means by we all. Anyway, thanking you all and showing honor to all the concerned participant friends, teachers, students, officers, well-wishers, and the concerned authors of different books as well as writers of research articles, concerned author or officials of Google authority, because I am mentioning that always I am taking the help of internet for searching internet so as to place all the diagrams and drawings here. It's not time, it is very much time consuming, so I always depended on internet, and I express my sense of gratitude to all the concerned authorities. Friends, today we are to discuss what means in the last class. I just have to repeat it again. These things you got. We discussed about the aims, objectives and problems of secondary education in Assam and mentioned that the aims, objectives and problems and suggestions are same just like the aims, objectives, problems and suggestions for and of national level. Aims of national level and problems, solution measures for national level and state level are same. Simply, you are to know the technique of writing in the final examination once or when the question will be asked to you. Today what we are to do, today we are to discuss in brief about the second national policy on education, which was formulated in 1986 by the Government of India. Friends, already since 1986 till today, 34 years have over. been over. So friends, let us see the main areas of concern of the second national policy, which was formulated in 1986. At the beginning of your class, I help you know that just after the independence of our country, for the total transformation of the system of education, the first national policy was formulated just to, implement the recommendations of the Kothari Commission of 1964 and 66. I mentioned about Dr. Daulat Singh Kothari, Professor D.S. Kothari, and for practical realization or implementation of the national policy on education, recommendations of the Kothari Commission of 1964 and 66, the first national policy was formulated in 1968. And after a long interval, just to satisfy the chance demand with the help of the process of education, the second national policy was formulated in 1986. And since 1986 till today, if we count the years, then we see that 34 long years have already been passed. 34 long years have been passed. 34 long years have been passed, on the third national policy on education, that is the National Policy on Education 2020, has already been approved in the Parliament by the parliamentarians in the Parliament. So friends, today I will not discuss anything about the last or latest national policy, that is the National Policy on Education 2020. Simply you are to know about the latest national policy, but you are to study about, according to your syllabus, you are to study about the National Policy on Education 1986. And this is the second national policy. If it is asked in your examination to mention about the second national policy, then you are to mention about the National Policy on Education 1986. And if it is asked to write or mention about the first national, when the first national policy was accepted or formulated, then you are to write about the National Policy on Education 1968, which was being formulated for the practical realization of the recommendations of Kothari Commission of 1964 and 66. Let us go back to the next slide. When the second national policy was formulated, let us see. On January 5th, 1985, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, he is no more. He was during that time the Honorable Prime Minister. In his broadcast at the time of addressing to the citizen of India, to the nation, promised a national policy to help the country to prepare the young learners and equip them scientifically and economically to face the challenges of the 21st century. The Honorable Prime Minister dreamt that the 21st century will be the century of challenges and opportunities, and to help the young learners of the country to become quite fit, totally fit from knowledge parameter. He addressed the citizens that there is the demand or necessity of bringing or accepting the national policy so that we can prepare our young youth, the young citizens, the future citizens, scientifically and economically to face all the challenges of 21st century and march ahead with all the developed nations of the world or of the globe parallelly. Means India is to march ahead, go ahead with the advanced nations of the world, and we need the chance of the policy of education so that scientifically and economically we can make our learners quite free, quite fit for the challenges or to face the challenges of 21st century. During that time, who was the education minister of the country? Mr. K.C. Pant was the education minister, and Honorable Education Minister K.C. Pant presented a status report, and this name of the status report was entitled Challenge of Education, a Policy Perspective. If it is asked to write about the status report, the heading or title of the status report, then you are to mention about Challenge of Education, a Policy Perspective, and who was the Education Minister during the time. Now it is Ministry of Human Resource Development, but during the time Education Minister Mr. K.C. Pant. And to the Prime Minister on 20th August, when the policy perspective was handed over to the Prime Minister on 20th August 1985, and on the same day this was presented to the Parliament in the Parliament of the country. Let us go back to the next slide. The policy perspective was sent to the educationists. It was sent to all the educationists of the country for having views, suggestions, educational experts, teachers and students and media persons for their comments and suggestions. They distributed the documents for collecting views and suggestions. The views, comments and suggestions received from different parts were thoroughly and carefully scrutinized, and in 1986, after thorough scrutinization of all the views of the experts and educationists, you see, it was finalized in 1986. That is, the National Policy on Education was formulated by the Government of India. In brief, this is the National Policy on Education 1986, which is in brief or in short known as NPE 1986. So friends, how the policy has come, or how the second National Policy on Education 1986 we got, you should better write on these things. And if it is asked in your final examination to write about the full form of NPE 1986, then you are to write National Policy on Education 1986. For your examination, this is being made clear by me. Let us go back to the next slide. What are the main parameters? Salient means salient features of the National Policy on Education 1986. After salient, there is slash, means it is salient means most important, and features means keen, most important parameters. Scheme, this is means upper head, most important parameters of the National Policy on Education 1986. You are to know, because in details we never can discuss the National Policy on Education 1986. It will take more than 50 classes. So friends, for your examination you will not get much time to see everything else. Simply you are to know the main parameters of the National Policy on Education 1986, and these are now, let us see the salient features, means most important parts, most important aspects of the National Policy on Education 1986, which is the second national policy. Number 1, National Policy on Education 1986 favored a nationalized form of education. Means this policy put importance on a nationalized form of education, uniform pattern of education. Number 2, it laid stress on learning by the students, so that learning of all the new things, science and economic, concerning keeping in mind about the changed situations of the global social order, particularly in the field of science and technology, as well as in the field of economy. So friends, this policy laid stress on learning all new things, so that students or the future citizen of India can become quite fit to face all the challenges of 21st century and go ahead or march ahead with parallelly or equally with all the developed nations of the world. It put importance on delinking degrees from jobs. Delinking degrees from jobs means this policy, you see, well considered that degrees are not only for jobs. Education is not only for jobs. Education is for the realization of our reality of our life. Education is for taking successful part in the process of social uplift. Education is necessary for taking part in the process of reconstruction of our civilization. So friends, degrees are not only for job. This concept is to be reformulated, or this concept is to be changed, and this with these words, these are specified. It put importance on delinking degrees from job. Degrees are important for jobs, but education is not only for jobs. It is for the realization of life, realities of life. It is for the uplift of social order. It is for the transformation of culture of our society. It is for the total transformation of civilization of India, as well as to take part in with the chance situations of the developed nations of the globe. Let us go back to the next part. It emphasizes vocationalization of education. Kothari Commission also did so. So vocationalization means education should be vocation oriented, means it should be work oriented. It suggested giving importance on moral values. Friends, very nicely the national policy put importance on the development of learning on moral values. Students are to realize the importance of moral values. But where moral values have gone, you will understand. So, the second national policy well understood, well felt that moral values have special importance for making India one of the developed nations. For the transformation of Indian social system, for the transformation of Indian democracy, there is the need of moral values in case of every citizen. And that's why during that time, 34 long years back, in the second national policy on education, it was emphasized specially on the development of development of moral values, inclination towards moral values. Number 6, the National Policy on Education 1986 laid stress on reforms in examination system. Till today it is being specially importance have been put, because examination system, reform of examination system is one of the very important parameters, and this is one of the most important demands, because after the declaration of your result you say I should better got out of 190% marks I expected, but I have got 60% like this. So many problems are there in the management system of examination, and that's why the national policy put importance on the reform of examination system of the country. Thenceforth, it put importance on education for the weaker sections of the society. So they are to get educational facilities. Number 8, it emphasized on continual primary education so that we can make the level of primary education totally we can universalize the level of primary education. But up till now, the percentage of literacy since the time of independence till today is not more than 74.02 as per the census report of 2011. So friends, we need 100% literacy for the success of our democracy. But since the time of taking or formulating the Constitution of India, it has been specially importance has been put in there that the level of primary education is to be universalized. There is the demand of 100% literacy, but why it is not being well practically realized, that there are so many questions and problems are here. So still, 9, it put importance on sports and games for the development of physical powers. Means national policy put importance on physical education. It put importance on all India education service. All India education service, it put importance. It put importance on the establishment of open universities. Now altogether in India, 14,000 13 state open universities are there in India and one national open university is there. So one national, that is IGNOU, Indira Gandhi National Open University, and 13 state open universities are there. On 13 plus 1 equal 14 altogether. 13 state open universities and one national open university, 14. If it is asked to write about the national, you say a national level open university, then you are to write about IGNOU, about which you studied in your first year course, particularly in unit number 7. So it put importance on the establishment of open universities, and accordingly many open universities were established. KK Hendricks State Open University, you know. So we have altogether 13 throughout India, 13 state level open universities and one national level open university, that is the Indira Gandhi National Open University, and other are state universities. It put importance on the appointment of academically sound and well-trained people in the job of teaching, and that's why you see, since the time of the national policy, teaching, in appointing, you see very much intelligent persons in the teaching mechanism, in teaching exercise. You see special importance has been given because considering the suggestion of this most important point of the national policy on 1986. Let us go back to the next one. He put importance on the establishment of new institutions and Navodaya Vidyalayas. So Navodaya Vidyalayas were established according to the suggestion of the national policy on 1986 to offer research and other educational opportunities to the education seekers on talented rural children. Navodaya Vidyalayas, you know about this. So according to the suggestion of the national policy on 1986, many Navodaya Vidyalayas were established. National policy on education 1986 laid stress on the modernization of the system of education. I told you. So that means we can make our students during that time, long 34 years back, we can make our students scientifically fit and economically fit for the 21st century. So it laid stress on this. It put importance on environmental education to increase awareness towards the environmental issues for the protection of nature, and because of that, studying environmental education core paper as core paper in all levels. In undergraduate level it has become compulsory, and in your higher secondary first year course you had to study environmental science because, or according to the suggestion of the national policy on 1986, the University Grants Commission made the core paper for all stream science, arts and commerce of undergraduate level. They are to study environmental education or environmental education paper in their course as core paper. Let us go back to the next one. It emphasized on the spread of women education to empower the women section and to guarantee the mass participation of the women folk in the process of national development. So for female education, national policy put importance. 17. The national policy on education put importance on adult education for the eradication of illiteracy from the country, for the universalization of educational opportunities for all. Let us go back to the next one. It put importance on the preservation of cultural heritage through education. Number 19. It put importance on operational blackboard. Operation Blackboard. OBB, Operation Blackboard scheme to guarantee minimum educational facilities in primary schools. The Operation Blackboard is a special scheme under which it is targeted to guarantee the minimum provision of educational equipments and means. Under the provision of this scheme, it has been taken care to help to establish 2 big rooms and supply educational aids to the primary schools like charts and maps, blackboard and tatpattis to help to make certain proper educational environment. So in your final examination, it is generally given as short note. Write short note on operational blackboard. You do not write on the blackboard, which is basically you basically see in your classrooms. Operation Blackboard is a special scheme, and under this scheme, what are done? You see, these are the activities which are to be performed. The Operation Blackboard is a special scheme under which it is targeted to guarantee the minimum provision of educational equipments and means. Under the provision of the scheme, it has been taken care to establish 2 big rooms in most of the schools and supply educational aids to the primary schools like charts and maps now everywhere you see. So Operation Blackboard is a policy it's a scheme which is being included in the National Policy in 1986, and this is very important because Operation Blackboard is asked as a short question in your final examination. If it is asked, you are to write all these things. So friends, let us go back to the next one. So friends, this much about the second National Policy on Education 1986. In your course, you are to study about the salient features or the most important aspects of the National Policy on Education 1986. But these things I have mentioned here just to help you know about the latest National Policy on Education, that is the National Policy on Education 2020, which is to be implemented again just after 34 long back or after 34 long years of the second national policy, which was formulated in 1986. You need not to study in details, but in higher level this is very much important. This is the recent national policy. Simply you are to know a little bit because you see during your study time this national policy has come to you. India received a new education policy NEP, the third one after 34 years of the second policy, which was approved by the Union Cabinet on Wednesday, 29th of July 2020. Today is August 13. On 29th of July, and 29th of July was Wednesday, and on that day the third national policy was approved in the Union Cabinet of Indian Parliament. And the draft policy of 2019, who was the chairman? Who the documents, the draft was prepared by, the draft policy was formulated by K. Kasturirangan. Who is K. Kasturirangan? I will help you know. Former ISRO ISRO. ISRO. What is ISRO? Indian Space Research Organization. And K. Kasturirangan, he was the former ISRO chief, means he was the chief of Indian Space Research Organization, and he is the chairman of the draft policy of the latest third national policy, means the draft national policy of 2019. This policy has emphasized on 5 specific parameters. The third policy has put importance on 5 specific parameters, and these are these: access, entry into the system of education. Access means right of entry. Education is one of the most important fundamental rights. So entry is very much important. Access means there should be mass access so that we can eradicate illiteracy and make our democracy quite successful and make India one of the leader nations in the club of nations. Equity means justice. Justice should be there in having or giving educational opportunities to all sections of people, all categories of people, irrespective of caste difference, cultural difference, linguistic differences, regional differences. All are to get equal opportunity in entering into the sector of education in all levels. So first parameter is access. Second parameter is equity. Access means right of entry. Equity means justice should be there. Quality means excellence. Quality is one of the important parameters on which the third national policy on education 2020 has given special importance. Always we say that the quality is declining. Why quality is declining? We have to question ourselves. Because if quality is declining, we people are responsible who are involved with the system of education. So friends, quality upgradation has become one of the important, parameters, one of the important issues of concern for all who are in the sector of education in different phases and levels. So, the National Policy on Education 2020 has given special importance on improving quality, means excellence of education, excellence of manpower, affordability. It means ability to be afforded, means inexpensiveness. All are to be able to manage educational expenditures, and mass entry is necessary. Why? We are to eradicate illiteracy, because without education democracy cannot become successful. For making our democracy quite successful, we have to help every people, all, to get educational facilities, and that's why education should be, the expense of education should be affordable, inexpensive, not much more expensive. So the price or the the fees should be to some extent manageable for all. So these are, and last one is accountability, means answerability. We are answerable to you people, the students, the guardians, the stakeholders, to the society, to the nation. So friends, who are in the system of education in different identity, maybe as the identity of teacher, maybe as the identity of principal, maybe as the identity of educational planners and officers, all are answerable towards the quality parameter, excellence parameter, affordability parameter, equity parameter, and access parameter. So friends, in the National Policy on Education 2020, that is the third national policy which we have got just after 34 long years of the second national policy which we got in 1986, and which is being approved in the Parliament of the country on Wednesday, 29th of July 2020, and the draft policy which was being prepared by K. Kasturirangan, who was the former chief of ISRO, means Indian Space Research Organization. These are the most important 5 parameters: access, equity, quality, affordability, and accountability. And these parameters do have special importance for making India one of the vibrant democratic nation, as well as one of the leader nations in the club of nations. Now let us see about K. Kasturirangan. Let us go back to the next slide. The full name of K. Kasturirangan is Professor Krishna Swamy Kasturirangan. K. Kasturirangan means Krishna Swamy Kasturirangan, and he was born on 24th of October 1940. He is an Indian space scientist. Who he is? Why he was given the responsibility? He was this ISRO chief, and he is an Indian space scientist who headed the Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO, from 1994 to 2003. He was the head of ISRO, and he was given the responsibility for making the draft policy which was being approved in the Parliament on 29th of July 2020 on Wednesday. Means he is presently Chancellor of Central University of Rajasthan. He is the Chancellor, Central University of Rajasthan, and NIIT means National Institute of Information Technology University. He is the Chancellor. So high profile scientist and educationist of a country was given to prepare the draft policy of 2020 national policy, and the draft policy was published in 2019, and the final policy has been approved in the Parliament on Wednesday, 29th of July 2020. He is the former Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University and the chairman. See the status and profile of Kasturirangan, and he is the chief. He prepared the draft policy with the support of all the dignified experts and educationists, and the policy has well been approved in the Indian Parliament on 29th of July 2020. Let us go back to the next slide. This is the person, great person, Krishna Swamy Kasturirangan. He is so and so. Friends, you have got the third national policy that is the National Policy on 2020, which is being approved in the Parliament on 29th of July 2020. And friends, 5 parameters do have special importance. Under these 5 parameters, if we can well attend to all the 5 parameters and bring changes towards all these 5 parameters, we are certain that India will certainly very recently be one of the leader nations in the Club of Nations. Thank you so much for today. You needing to study the latest national policy, but in other, you see, the students of other level, they are to know the national policy. In my last, you see, in later stage, I will take few classes on the National Policy on Education 2020. Thank you so much for today. A little bit it has become lengthy because the things have been placed before you and historical things are very much lengthy, and that's why this class has become a little bit lengthy. Thank you so much.